Welcome back to Football Pundit. Today we are going to discuss a massive result for Arsenal, beating Newcastle United 2-1 at St James Park. Even though this is early in the season, there was too much that was there on the game in terms of expectations, in terms of pressure, with Liverpool dropping points early in the weekend with a defeat to Crystal Palace. This was Arsenal's chance to bounce back and close the gap on the top of the table. And if Arsenal would have slipped here, the title hopes would already be fading. And this is a ground where Arsenal have not won in their last 4 visits. And it just wasn't another away game. It was a statement game. So without further ado, let's look right into it. On contrary to how Arteta and Arsenal have been criticized that they played the defensive ball and Arteta makes the player play with a handbrake on, this wasn't the case in this game, which a lot of people expected. It was Arsenal who had an impressive first half, with lot of shots from Eze, with lot of good build-up plays from Arsenal. However, against the run of play, it was Newcastle United who took the lead. But there was one key moment in the game which we need to talk about. The ball is through. Gyökeres is going to get the ball. Pope comes out, maybe kicks the ball or even touches it in the slightest of manner, but takes Gyökeres out completely. The decision, the referee gives Arsenal a penalty. But then VAR intervenes it and asks the referee to go back and have a look at it again. The referee goes back and there is a slight touch from Pope and the referee goes against his initial stance and the penalty is disallowed. Now for me, what didn't make sense here is, I think you would have seen the video of Howard Webb. You can go check my latest shot and you can find it there, where he speaks about even though a player comes and tries to play the ball, if he knocks the other player out without getting a significant amount of the ball, that is going to be a penalty. And that same thing happened with William Saliba and João Pedro last year, where Saliba comes and tries to hit the ball. He gets there first. He has the first touch. But in the whole follow-through, he clashes with João Pedro and the penalty is given against Arsenal. The same thing happened with Sanchez and Buemo earlier this season, where Buemo is racing towards the ball. Sanchez comes and tries to hit it out and even gets the first touch. But in the whole process, he takes Buemo out. And again, that will not be given a penalty, but that's a red card and that goes in the favor of Manchester United. But in this case, it's the complete opposite. And I don't want to take much time on this, but at this point, they really need to clarify what is what. Under which situations will it be a penalty? Under which situations will it not be a penalty? And if you're going to stick to one rule, so that everybody understands it clearly. Now we need to talk about Arteta's second half siege. Now, this was going to be a very physical game. Newcastle are a very physical team and Arsenal stood up to it in large parts of the game, where they tried to create more chances in the second half. There was one amazing ball from Woltemade to Timber and Pope was absolutely magnificent throughout the 75-minute of the game. He saved some amazing shots from Eze in the first half to saving the header from Timber. It looked like one of those days where even though Arsenal were playing well, it was not those defensive plays. Arsenal were trying to attack as much as they could. It was just not clicking. With Trossard hitting the post in the first half, all these things were just, it looked like it is not going to happen and Arsenal are going to drop points. Here comes the tactical masterclass from Mikel Arteta, where his substitutions are the one which made the difference. Because towards the end of the game, it was Newcastle. They became a back five, trying to control the game, trying to make sure that they don't concede and win the game 1-0. But finally, the breakthrough arrived in the 84th minute of the game from a beautifully whipped ball from Declan Rice and a superb header from Mikel Merino. I mean, this guy really, when he plays in the midfield, I really don't see him adding any value. And when he plays as a forward, I don't know what happens to him. He can score headers, he can shoot, he can pass as well, he can link up play better than Gyökeres, better than Kai Havertz. Again, I know Kai Havertz is not the correct one to maybe because he's also a number 10 as Merino, not a proper striker. But his capabilities as a forward, I think, I don't know if I have to say this or how will it sound, but he is the best fake number 9 in the league right now. And he gave Arsenal that equalizer and gave hopes to the Arsenal fan base. And just when Arsenal were about to go for their second, again a controversial VAR happened, but this time in favor of Arsenal. Now when one of Newcastle players, I think it was Ilanga, who tried to cross the ball, it hits Gabriel's hand. Now the hand is not in its natural position, but he is sliding in. So his hand goes like this. It hits the arm. There is a VAR check that happens, but it is found that it hits his shin first and then goes to the arm, and Arsenal escape here. But it was almost turning towards the end. We were in stoppage time, and it looked like the game would be heading towards a 1-1. And then comes the moment of destiny. Newcastle scored the first goal where Gabriel is a bit soft and tries to draw a foul, but it's not given, and Newcastle take 1-0 lead. There is an handball claim against Gabriel, but it is not given because it comes from his shin first. And in the 96th minute of the game, it is finally Gabriel who steps up from an Odegaard cross, hits the ball on the front post, and gives Arsenal the winner. I mean, you have to see the celebrations from him towards the end of the game. Absolutely unreal. He is the real captain for Arsenal. For me, and for maybe the majority of the Arsenal fan base, I think he should get the armband. He is the absolute captain material that we need at the club right now. I mean, Odegaard is a fantastic player. He has some questionable performances in the recent past, but I think in terms of a captaincy and what a captain or a leader should do, I think it should be Gabriel. Gabriel went from zero to hero in a space of 60 minutes. And let's talk about Gabriel's immense performance. He had 100% ground duels won, 100% tackles won, 17 defensive actions, 9 clearances, 7 aerial duels won, 3 tackles won, 3 interceptions, 2 blocks, and 1 massive goal. A colossal performance from Gabriel. Now, Arsenal's equaliser and winner, they both came from corners. And since the start of 23-24 season, Arsenal have scored 36 goals from corner. That is 15 more than any other club. And we already know that Arteta has drilled this particular set piece into the team as a weapon. And I think one thing that I absolutely liked about this match was I like Arsenal being strong on set pieces. Even though there is a lot of noise on the social media where Arsenal are set piece FC, corner FC, and things like that. I absolutely love it. We have been weak on set pieces for so many years. Conceding from set pieces, scoring from set pieces, they were not our strong traits, but it is now. We defend well, we attack even better. But one thing that I always thought was, in terms of getting this as an additional force for Arsenal, we should not lose our creativity that we used to have, the flair that we used to play with. And I thought in this game, we did saw that in bits and pieces where Arsenal were impressive in the first half. They were trying to dominate the game. They were trying to go for the goal. It just wasn't happening. And I think in this game where it finally turned to the set pieces, I think this is something that I really like. One of the key things that I liked about from this match was Arsenal's resilience to keep going even towards the end of the game. I think this was something that impressed me because we really needed to make sure that we get a win out of it. And this has been one of the most uncomfortable grounds for Arsenal. Not depending upon a penalty, not depending upon VAR, everything going against us. None of our chances are going in, and still we find a way to get us through the line. And I think this is the kind of performances that will help you win the league. These are the places that you know you have to go and get a result in order to become the champions that you want to be. Now with this, Arsenal leap into the second place, just 2 points behind Liverpool. And if I have to say that we had a far difficult opening fixtures than Liverpool. We have already played Manchester United away, Liverpool away at Anfield, Newcastle away, Manchester City at home. So these 4 teams, in all of them, we have played 3 away games and Man City at home. And if you see on the same case, Liverpool had us at the Anfield and Newcastle away. So I think there is a bit of difference in terms of the quality of teams that we have played versus the quality of teams that Liverpool have played. And Arteta would be absolutely delighted to find the team just 2 points behind Liverpool after 6 games. In a week that everyone dropped point, apart from Man City. Manchester United dropped points, Chelsea dropped point, Tottenham dropped point, Liverpool dropped point. We made sure to get the 3 points. And these 3 points could look absolutely massive when we look back in May. So here we are, a night of full controversy, resilience, and pure drama, and VAR chaos. And Gabriel's 96-minute winner may be the turning point in Arsenal's season. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit like and smash that subscribe button. That helps your brother and the channel grow. And do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What was the moment of the match for you? And I will see you in the next one.